have, I added a bunch of new ones. So definitely check out the list of Channel Point redemptions. There used to be just one that was for a voice change, but now I broke it out into the 5 different voices. So there are 5 different voices you can change me into. You can change me into the Titan voice. Hey, Dragon. Good to see you, Dragon. Thanks for joining. So yeah, definitely check out these Channel Point redemptions. We've got the Titan voice, the dramatic voice, the baby voice, the punk voice, and the Frankenstein voice. Now what I'm going to do is to show you that the code can now detect who is doing the actual Channel Point redemption. I'm going to click on Spin the Doctor, and I'm going to redeem it, okay? So when I redeem that, you're going to see that it shows my profile picture, and it says Dr. D69 is spinning the broadcaster. Notice that the Dr. D69 is lowercase, okay? Now, the other way to redeem the Spin Doctor is if you are a sub or a mod in my channel, you have the perk of being able to execute effects like that with special commands. Only subs and mods, okay? So if you're a sub or a mod, you could execute the command !spin doc like this, and it would have the same exact effect. But notice that my name is capital Dr. D69, which is different than the Channel Point redemption, okay? And then the last way to do the spin doc is I can do it with a voice trigger. And I've decided that whenever I do it with voice trigger, since the code doesn't know who redeemed it, that I'm just going to have it be the nurse. So if there's a nobody for who redeemed it, it becomes the nurse. So for example, Spin Doctor, Spin Doctor, Spin Doctor. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait, I think I have to click. I have to put the focus back on the stream. Hang on a sec. Spin Doctor. There we go. Oh. Okay, notice how it says the nurse is spinning the broadcaster. All right, so this is the code. This is the code I want to show you, and it was really challenging to figure out, so I thought it might be useful to share this with you. So I'm going to take this little chat box away, and I'm going to bring this back up, and I'm going to show you that code. So basically, there's a very powerful command you can do with the Leorin board, and if you're already using the Leorin board, you probably already know about this, but there's a command called math trigger pull. And what math trigger pull does is whenever you execute a command, whether it's in command format or whether it's as a Channel Point redemption, you can pull the name of the user who did it, and that's useful because then you can say thank you to the person who did it. So you can pick a variable name, any name you want. I used user_name, and so when somebody executes this code, I know who did it, and that's how I'm going to say thank you. Now the problem was when I did it with my voice, this was coming back as nothing, and so instead of saying so-and-so is playing the effect, it would say nothing is playing the effect. So I put in a little conditional clause that says compare skip if, and it basically says if the username is nothing, and before I had like double quotes and it didn't work, but I had to literally put nothing, and I said if it's not nothing then skip it, but if it is nothing then just set the name of the user to be the nurse, okay? And a little further down, when I use the OBS extension plugin to get the profile picture of the person, I overwrite it with my own picture, and I'm not going to show you that URL because it's in a private space, but basically I have 2 places where I overwrite the name of the person who did it and I overwrite the profile picture of the person who did it. And so by doing that code, it allows me to handle every case. So whether it was someone who did a Channel Point redemption, somebody who did a command, a submod perk, or if I did it with my voice. For example, here's what it looks like if you freeze me using the submod perk. Yeah, definitely save it for later. So I have a submod perk command called freeze. If somebody in chat who's a sub or a mod does the freeze command, then it will freeze me like this. And notice it says my name. It says I'm freezing. See, now I just became frozen. So anybody who's if anybody who's a sub or a mod, you do that freeze command and it freezes me. Now let's do it as a voice trigger, and you'll see the code doesn't know who I am when I use my voice, so it substitutes the nurse. Freeze. 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 Uh-oh. I think maybe oh wait, I always forget I have to click back on here. Freeze. Okay, there we go. So now I did it as a voice command and it says the nurse. Now, when Amberstar does it, it should say Amberstar is freezing the doctor. So could you try that one more time, Amberstar? And that will show the effect of what I'm trying to do. Yeah, no, you had it right. You had it right, Amberstar, but when somebody else Okay, there we go. Now notice how it says Amberstar is freezing the doctor, and it actually shows Amberstar's name or picture at the top right. So that's the code. That's what I wanted to show you. The command you want to use in the Liorn board is called Math Trigger Pull. It allows you to pull the name of the person who did a command or who did a channel point redemption. And if you ever do a command that actually has an argument, like a thing that comes after it, you can use Math Wildcard Pull. And so like if you're trying to, if somebody did a command like convert 50, like they're trying to convert 50 points, if you want to get that 50, you use Math Wildcard Pull, and you use Math Trigger Pull just to get the name of the person who actually did the command. So anyway, that's the quick little demo that I wanted to show you. I did want to show you that I had those that I had those new redemptions in place.